Jen's Movie Rehab. So, and for those of you who don't know what Jen's Movie Rehab is, this is where we assign Jen a movie to watch over the weekend.
Because before I came to Kicks, I had seen very few, if any, movies before.
She had been banned from all theaters at the age 2.
And so someone would make some kind of a movie reference, and I would just have no idea what they were talking about.
So we're trying to rehabilitate her by assigning a movie that the rest of us have probably already seen by now.
And then I go home over the weekend, I watch it, come back on Monday, rank it 1 to 10, let you know what I thought about it.
So this weekend, we've been there's been some time we've been looking for some of these 80s movies, and they're very hard to find. And we finally found a platform that you could watch it on for free, which is Philo. And so we decided to go back and catch you up on some of these 80s movies.
Yeah, about time.
Well, the one we're assigning this weekend is, appropriately enough, Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Because it has weekend in the title, not because you're going to be carrying around a corpse.
Okay.
This is a 1989 dark comedy movie that tells the story of 2 young insurance corporation employees, Richard, played by Jonathan Silverman, and Larry, played by Andrew McCarthy, who were huge actors during the 80s. Not so much now.
Take your word for it.
They're invited by their boss, Bernie, played by Terry Kaiser, to stay the weekend at his posh beach house at the Hamptons. Little do they know, though, that Bernie is the perpetrator of a fraud that they've uncovered and is arranging to have them killed. But when the plan backfires and Bernie is killed instead, they decide not to let a little death spoil their vacation. They pretend he's still alive, leading to hijinks and corpse desecration galore.
Ooh, desecration. What a gross word.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun for them. Weekend at Bernie's was released on 1989, and it grossed $30 million on a $15 million budget. Not that big of a movie.
Right.
It wasn't a box office success, but you'd never know that based on the way people have talked about it for the past 3.5 decades. It's been name-dropped, outright parodied in the biggest sitcoms on both sides of the millennium, and has emerged every once in a while even as a political ding. The last presidential race, for example.
Oh, that's right. I remember that, yeah.
It's really, the movie is a sitcom that they stretched into a 90-minute movie.
So I'm going to watch Weekend at Bernie's over the weekend, and then I will come back on Monday, rank it 1 to 10, and let you know what I thought about it.
It's rated R, by the way, and you can watch it. You can buy it on like Amazon Prime or Fandango for like $15. They won't even let you rent it there.
Wow.
But if you've got Philo, you can watch it for free.
Perfect. So I watch it over the weekend and then let you know what I think about it on Monday.
With Jen's Movie Rehab.
On the 4 states, #1 for country.
Kicks 102.5. Jen's Movie Rehab. So we've mentioned this movie many times, and it's been referenced many times in pop culture, but the movie Weekend at Bernie's.
We haven't been able to find it for months, and finally, we found it on Philo.
Because she'd never seen it, unbelievably.
Which is crazy because I know the reference and kind of what it alludes to. I know the story, even though I haven't ever seen the movie before this past weekend. But I loved this movie. It is just so 80s and so campy and so fun. And the characters are just like fun, I don't know, personifications of what I think, you would assume characters in an 80s movie would be like.
It's about as far from reality as you can get.
Oh, absolutely. The fact that everyone went an entire weekend having no idea that they were hanging out with this dead guy. His alleged woman went and spent, 30 minutes with him?
Yeah.
And still wasn't able to tell that it was a dead guy? Like, the whole thing was just fantastical, and it was hilarious. And I love the kind of back and forth of the whole setup of the 2 main characters, Richard and Larry, were the ones that were supposed to be killed. And this crazy murder-suicide, which the note was wild in and of itself. One of them was going through like a sex change or something, and they were lovers. Who knows? But then the fact that it's turned around on Bernie, and he's the one that's actually murdered, but then the murderer doesn't think that he is actually murdered because he's still interacting with people. And it was just so fun to watch.
You just made it sound way more confusing than it was.
I probably did.
In the movie's defense, though, I mean, there's been numerous times I've come in here totally unconscious, and done the entire radio show, and
that's
you've never
true.
been
I've
aware
seen it
of
with my own eyes. Yeah. The one question I have, though, was Bernie's actor actually the one that they were doing.
Yes.
Really?
Now,
they didn't have like a doll or something?
For some of the scenes, like the stunt stuff, of course, was done with a doll.
Sure.
But the face-on stuff was all played by that guy.
That is awesome. I loved this movie. I thought it was hysterical. I'm going to give it an 8.5.
8.5 for Weekend at Bernie's.
So I can't wait to find out what I'm watching this weekend for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to do it. We always do a very special Mother's Day movie.
Don't make it scary. You've always done Friday the 13th or what's the Norman Bates movie?
Psycho. Apparently you need to watch it again.
I don't want to watch it again.
We'll have another movie assignment for Mother's Day weekend this Friday.
For Jen's Movie Rehab.
On the 4 states, #1 per country.
Kicks 102.5.